Today, I'm going to share with you how you can cleanse your house from a multidimensional energetic point of view. You know how sometimes we feel something's not quite right in our house, but it's nothing physical that you can do or nothing related with the physical world? And then you may have strange nightmares or negative thoughts that come to your mind, or you are tired for no reason, you feel drained, you cannot concentrate, and after all, you know something is not quite right there. What can you do about it? Hello, thank you for being here with me. I'm Nancy Trigelato, and today we are going to talk about something that will be very handy to all of us, or at least to those of us who are more sensitive to the spirit world around of us, the non-physical reality, or the subtle energies that we have in our energetic field and that we interact with other people and we end up receiving their energies. As we mentioned in the beginning, the point is to discuss how we can cleanse our house, or especially our bedroom, with our own energy. And I say especially our bedroom because if you're going to pick the number one thing in your house that you wish is well defended, it is your bedroom. Because there you spend most of the time, unless you work from home, which is very common to many of us these times. But during your sleep, you spend long time unconscious, which means you may be more open to energies that are not so adequate to you. They are not appropriate to your style, and therefore they are going to interfere and put you down. Sometimes those energies that interfere with us during the night, they are going to set the tone for our day next morning, because we just wake up already with interference and contaminations of energy that we end up encountering or receiving or being in contact with during the night. You would like, therefore, to be able to analyze what is the quality of energy of your house. And that is another point of discussion, maybe for some other day. But let's say that you are identifying something is not comfortable, and whatever it is, you would like to improve. Before I share with you each step of the technique, I would like to explain two angles that we must be aware of. Number one, when we are trying to cleanse the energy of our house, or we are trying to remove, put out some spirit or entity or presence that may be there often or once in a while, but we would like that not to be present there because it's disturbing, there is no reason for that specific being to be there, then the ideal way is to use some sort of tool that is of the same frequency of that energy or spirit that you are trying to reach out, so that you remove or you change their level of frequency. In other words, if you are trying to reach something that's not physical or that is subtler than the physical world, you have to use what you have inside of you that is also not physical, that also is something related to the non-physical world and that has multiple levels of frequencies depending on the condition. And what is that? Your own energy, the energy of your energy body, of your chakras, the energy that is all over you. That is the key element. And why is that so important? Because otherwise, we try to reach that negative energy, or we try to focus on that specific entity, but we are doing that with means that they don't reach them, don't connect with them. Let me make a parenthesis and an analogy for you to understand that. You know how sometimes we are in an out-of-body experience, and we are in our bedroom, and there you have your bed, or you have your closet, or the door, or the wall, and you can pass through those physical structures. Why is that? because you are in a level of frequency that is subtler than the physical dimension. Therefore, you pass through the physical dimension, you don't interact with it. This is the same logic that we are going to apply here. I want to reach something that is not physical, and we have to be able to tune with that something in order to reach and perform the task we want. This is something that many times happens instinctively. It's not difficult. And I'm going to mention about that later on in this video hanging there. Having said that, the second thing I want to mention to you that I think it's important that we take into consideration from the beginning here is that there are many techniques that they may rely on physical objects or physical rituals to cleanse our environment from the non-physical energetic point of view. Do they work? They may. And why is it that they may work? Because you understand that if you have an object in your hand and you are going to go with that object to a corner in your house that you feel there's something wrong there, something is present there. Then when you get close, you trust the object is going to do something to cleanse that. But in your mind, your focus is, I want that to be cleansed. And you feel confident because you have the object in your hand. And then you go closer, you get to that corner, and by getting there, you unconsciously apply your energies. Your energies are focused to that. So it's some kind of spontaneous, automatic mechanism, but whatever is done there is done because you tuned, you know what you wanted to do. Therefore, it's not just the object, but the energy of the object and the energy you put in that action that you did. In this sense, yes, there are techniques that they employ, different sort of tools that they may work. But it is my understanding that when we know what is the mechanism there, when we clearly understand the role of each of these energies and our chakra in specific tasks, we can optimize, we can do more in less time. And that's the idea that I want to share with you here with the technique that we are going to discuss. What I feel is appropriate in a condition like this is that we do not only stop feeling negative, or we do not only lose our sensitivity, because some techniques, they are not going to help you cleanse the environment. They are going to help you sense less. But you imagine you are sensing less just as if, you got some sort of scent for you to smell while you are in the middle of the rubbish. So you are just deceiving your senses and not really removing the rubbish. So we do not want that. At least I don't think we would want that. And in this case, we want to resort to techniques that allow us to be more and more sensitive. You can smell, of course, now I'm just using the same analogy. You can sense, you can smell every little thing that is there, or sense every different type of energy that is there in your house. But you know what to do. You know how to cleanse. You know how to distinguish what sort of energy you would like to welcome and have it there, and what sort of energy is intrusive. That's a key word here, intrusion, because we may suffer intrusion from many different sort of components or people around of us, physical people and non-physical people. In other words, someone who is in between lives. You may have moved into a house that some sort of energy from the previous residents are still there. Someone non-physical, like a spirit, connected to the previous resident, may be still gravitating there. So you would like to have an appropriate energetic environment for you. So that is what we are going to discuss about today. Let's now go to the technique. In short, here are some basic steps that you can follow that will always be appropriate. The first thing that you are going to do is to position yourself in the center of the room, or as much as at the center as possible, and you are going to expand your energy field, and with that, your extrasensory perception. Don't doubt, just be there, concentrate, And imagine as if you would like to sense the environment, but from a point of view that is not physical. Therefore, you want to sense from here to the wall, to the objects, inside your closet, inside the drawers. You want your energies to go, and you are going to have a closer connection, a greater feeling, a sort of energy coupling with your own place. The purpose of that is diagnosis. You want to have a clear feeling of how it is, how you feel about it, and what needs to be done. So, in the sequence, what you are going to do is to sense which areas inside that room you feel the energies are more stagnant, or more loosened, or more vibrant. Again, you will have to trust your senses. But of course you do have them, otherwise you wouldn't be sensing something needed to improve. So just allow your instinct, your natural extrasensory perceptions to work there. Do not imagine. Do not convince yourself of anything, and do not, that is very important, start with a preconception. Your mind has to be like a blank slate. You do not have anything that you are specifically looking for. However, you are open to notice whatever is there. You will sense that it's almost as if in your mind, some areas are easier for you to feel, to have in your mind, and others is almost, they're not even there. You cannot connect to it. Usually, just to bring a general rule, those that you cannot connect with means that they are with the energies more stagnant. We do not stagnant energies. We want energies loose and healthy, and your own energies in your house, because you want the environment of your house to be appropriate to you, so that it welcomes the type of connections, energy, and spirits who are related with you and who may be positive to you. From that point, the third thing you are going to do is to start emitting energy. Emitting energy is different than what you did before. You just expanded your energy as if your energies would reach its part. So you expanded your senses. Now you are going to emit energy, which means you are going to pump energy out of you. We have loads of energies, loads. The more you pump out, the better it will be. And when you pump out, you may want to start sending energy into all directions, as if you had a hose, but it's not water, it's energy. At that point, you want to pay attention to which area or sector of your bedroom or room that you are working in you wish to have your energies reaching deeply, or you feel it needs more cleansing. In other words, if you are in an area that you feel your energies flow freely and you feel light, brighter, then that area perhaps does not need so much work on. But if you go to an area where your energies cannot expand, you cannot sense it, or if you feel anything that is strange to you, you feel oppressed, you feel down, or anything whatsoever that is different than being optimistic, confident, with a down-to-earth sense, nonetheless, feeling you can do whatever you want, anything different than that, you pay attention to it. Because that is the ideal condition that you would like to implement there in your place. Make sure, if needed, that you open the drawers or doors of any cabinet you have there. You go to each corner and you really put your energy there. Remember that when we are talking about the non-physical world, a little corner behind an armchair may harbor a lot of energy there. So you want to be sure that you are really scanning and getting your energies to go to each little area. The next step you want to pay attention to is what sort of information you are allowing to impregnate these energies you are emitting. So let's say you felt the need to cleanse the energy of your place because you are feeling depressed for no reason, all of a sudden, or you are feeling like afraid or threatened, again, for no reason. Then what you would not like to is to go with that feeling and emit this same feeling there. In your mind, you are going to picture that this is not mine. I want this room to have my energies. I know it's possible to grow. I want to feel well. I wish well to the whole world. I'm giving examples. And of course, you do not need to put words. You do not need to say anything. But you need to have that inside of you as the intention that you have at that moment, as the backstage thinking or feeling that you have while you are emitting your energies. That is important. This does not mean you can only emit your energies if you are feeling great and perfect. It doesn't make sense. You are going to emit energies when you need it. And maybe at that moment you are not feeling great. But you want to be sure that you acknowledge, I'm not feeling great, but I want to. I want things to get better, and I know they can, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do. And I wish the whole world feels great also. Whatever is here that is not consonant with that, I don't welcome in my place. That's it. So this firmness has to be in your energy, otherwise it gets a little empty. So the quality of the energy you emit is key. And I just gave a brief example for you to understand how it works. You are going to see in your case how it is. So now is the time for you to know how long you have to do it. And there is no one answer. Sometimes you are so tuned with whatever needs to be cleansed, it's so clear to you, and you are emitting with such intensity that few minutes you can do a lot. But other times, when it's harder to connect, to do some sort of energy coupling with what you need to cleanse, then it may take a little longer. What is a little longer? Difficult to say, but you may have to work 10, 15, 20 minutes. Normally, it's not much more than that, but it may be in specific cases. It doesn't matter. As long as you do that today and tomorrow, it doesn't come back to the same point. Because if it goes back completely, then we have to think what is going on there, besides just an energy that is temporarily there for some reason that has nothing to do with you. It may be, therefore, if it's hard to cleanse, some sort of cause that's more rooted in your own energy, in the way you see life, in the way you feel about things. And then we also can work on that, but that would be a different mechanism and a different point for us to discuss. As a rule of thumb, you can think, I'm going to emit until I feel it's done, or until I feel, okay, I managed to have my energies flowing well in all areas. Or you feel light and clean inside of you. The last point about the technique is, when should you do it? You do not need to do every day. Please do not do this as a routine every day, the same hour you do it, because it's going to work less. You have to be able to spot when that's needed, so you work according to the need. So let's say you got home from work, or you wake up in the middle of the night and you sense something is different, or you are not feeling good inside of yourself. That is the moment. So then you work at that moment, because you want to expel from your field whatever is there that is not consonant to you and that is not bringing to you the best of thoughts, emotions, and energy. I'm going to put here now for you a link to a video that is about the Velo technique. Velo is an acronym for a technique that we do for self-defense, for cleansing ourselves, for balancing our chakras. So I'm going to put that here because you should try and do that. And before you go and meet energies, you can do this so that you put yourself in your best. Whatever it is your best. It's who you are at your best condition. And those are the energies that you have to apply. Trust yourself, do it. I hope it helps. If the video was useful and interesting to you, don't forget to give me a like and share the video. That is going to be great. And I wish to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being with me up to here.